Whew. So I think this is on. I tried 2 or 3 times to actually hit the go live button and nothing happened. So if you're here, welcome. Let me know that you can see me, hear me, all of the things. And it's Wednesday. It is Livestream Wednesday, and we are here to do a couple of things today. One is to get some accountability. So let's chat in about what it is that we did this last week and what it is that we need to do in the coming week. It is also to drink coffee and talk about websites and talk about any other questions that folks have. And it's great to see you. I'm still waiting for the comments for someone to tell me that the eyes and the ears and all of the things are working. So I won't go like too deep into things. And okay, whew, there is John Zorro jumping in with the save. We are all good. And, it was so funny because right as I was, like, ready to go live, I realized that the microphone was throwing an error, and then I hit go live, and then I got the circle of death, and it refused to start, and so I'm like, "Is today gonna happen? Is the universe trying to tell me something?" But here we are. I'm going to the chat to say hello to Margaret. As always, it's great to see you. I want to hear how the last week went. I to say hi to Sarah and Alexander and Sue. Sue, I feel like we haven't caught up for a while. And one of the things that you were working on previously was like your website, or maybe starting a different website, and then also doing some other sort of online work. And I just want to know how things are going. There's Adrian. Is Adrian back from another vacation in Italy? And I want to know how that is going, or how that went. Like, how do you go on so many vacations? It's awesome. I do have a list of things that the little light meter, like catch it, that I'm happy to chat about today. But also, if folks have questions or anything else, or just want to chat, hit me with it. I also see, I already mentioned that John confirmed that he could hear me and see me, but it's great to have John Zorro here. He's Electronic Earnings. He's the guy over there, but he was in Australia before and could never catch us live. And now he's live, which is great. There's John Morphus dropping in. Hey, John, how's it going? Today, I am repping the WP Eagle swag. I love t-shirts, and I especially love free t-shirts. Like, literally, very little makes me happier than free stuff arriving in the mail. There's Graham83. Graham, I look forward to speaking with you on Friday. If there is anything that you want me to look at before we speak, please send it to me via email, because that way I can get ready and do my best to be as helpful as I can be. Also, I need you guys to smash the thumbs up button because it makes my heart feel fuzzy. I don't think it does anything else really helpful for YouTube at this point. Like John says, Bella says, hello, she's here with me, and so is our cat. So I'm assuming that Bella is your daughter and not another cat or dog. So I would say hello to Bella. Bella, learn as much as you can from your dad. And then one day you can make websites too and not have to get a real job, which is everybody's goal. Adrian says the Lake Como was amazing. Look, I hear about Lake Como only like associated with celebrities. So I just assumed that like us plebes would never get a chance to go there, but you went there. We'll go back for sure, but for more days. Milan was okay-ish. Nothing compared so far with Iceland. All right. If Iceland was not so expensive, I think it would be something I would be planning on going to sooner. Sue says she's got a progress report, got going with Ezoic. Yes, that can take a while. So you're not alone if that took a while. Continuing to add content to my site as it's showing its promise. Doing lots of VA work for Alex, and I'm learning a lot. Yes, that can be a good reason to do freelancing and virtual assistant work, because you do learn a lot from the people that you work for. I mean, so much, not just the technical aspects of like how to create an image, but also about niche selection. Sometimes just broadens your world to what is out there. So I think that's great. There is Marika. How is it going? And then Eric. So Eric, I called you out last week because I saw that you were in the MEGA spreadsheet, and then hadn't seen you on a live stream. So Eric is new here, and I really hope that he will be here as often as he can. And Eric, you should tell us about yourself so that we can look forward to talking with you in the future. Adrian says that Iceland is not cheap. It definitely is not. And Graham says he's getting his stuff together so he can send it over. So looking at my to-do list, I actually right before I got on the stream, I saw Rusty Brick's weekly Google SEO update, and he mentioned something about there being like some sort of update rollout last week. I personally didn't notice anything at all. I wondered if anybody else saw any changes as far as their sites and in traffic that they could associate with an update. This is a chance to just throw this out there either live or on the replay so that we can crowdsource that information. Also, I have been watching my RPMs pretty darn closely right now, especially with my Amiga site on Ezoic. The rest of my stuff I pretty much ignore because I don't care because I can only really focus on one side at a time. So when I talk about this, it's about the Amiga site, but um, the RPMs have been really wild lately, like day to day, like bouncing up and down. Like Sunday, I had a great day. It was the RPM was $16, and then yesterday, just a few minutes ago, I looked at the performance for yesterday, and it was only $10. And usually, I see like fluctuations throughout the week, but not usually that much. And traffic was fine. So I mean, I don't know specifically what is up with that. I haven't had a chance to really dig deep into what pages got traffic yesterday, but it's just really interesting to watch that. And I mean, I don't really think I need to go into my big data analytics and look at it so much, but I do because I'm an addict, like completely and totally an addict. John says, I haven't been paying attention to my Zoic since I signed up as it was early days. I set up my placeholders and didn't check again. I realized I was only making a little. And on further investigation, the sidebar was the only placeholder that were serving ads. Yeah, sadly, there's very little that is passive about passive income websites for real. Like, I don't know who came up with the idea of calling this business passive income websites, but I want to punch them. Not that I'm threatening violence. Anybody. That was not a threat. That was just, me just not threatening violence. Sue says that she's still got work to do, but optimizing, but at least it is on and making money. Hey, not everybody thinks it's a great idea to put small sites with ad networks, but I think that the learning experience for people who are brand new is pretty important. You say, okay, well, it's going to make things harder. I'm like, what's wrong with things being difficult? Like, this is learning opportunities because then in the future, it'll just make things so much easier because you have so much more knowledge. Alexander says 30 blog post goal for September, and I'm at 21 as we speak, and you have 1 week to go, which is great. I will admit that I have had a hard month, and I said this last month too. Part of it I can blame on the kids going back to school and just like a lot of new stuff going on. But part of it is just that I've fallen off of my mantra for 2021, which is just really trying to get focused. I've let myself get distracted by other things, like some of them personal, some of them, online. So yeah, I got to figure out some way to get back on track to meet my goals for this month and then also for the rest of the year because that is not a failure, not an option here. Margaret says, Ezoic RPMs seem to be creeping up after an August lull. Hoping I'm not jinxing anything. This is me knocking on wood. So hopefully we have not jinxed anything. Eric says, thank you for all your welcome. Yes, well, sir, you just come back. Just come back. We're friendly. There is Anthony, that's Tortoise Cashflow. Anthony is usually working and driving at the same time, so he can't contribute in the chat. But Anthony, I was just watching your video about selling your site on Flippa. So for folks who were thinking about the difference between Motion Invest and Flippa, that his personal experience is a good one. I recommend it. Adrian wants to know if Sue is going to use the new WordPress plugin for placeholders, that's Ezoic placeholders, or the Chrome extensions, or both. I have not actually tried the new Ezoic plugin. I think it's a plugin for adding the placeholders, and I would love to know if other people have tried it and if it works. Because I find that adding placeholders is time consuming the way I do it and kind of annoying. And so if that plugin actually worked well, then I would use it. I just want somebody else to tell me if they used it and liked it. Sarah says that her RPMs are creeping up a little bit, and I'll take that. Well, we are headed into Q4, right? This is the time of year we've all been building towards, is hoping that that Americans will be Americans and want to buy everything, and that COVID hasn't impaired their spending power or willingness to take on debt with a credit card for the holiday season. So let's keep our fingers crossed for Americans spending too much money. Woo! Sue says that she has both the Chrome extension and the plugin. Have had lots of issues setting up Leap, and then watched a video where someone said, I think it was Sean, and you have to have the plugin too, and you do. You do. Saying hi to Anthony, and John is reminding me that I need to focus, because he and I have been talking about focus all year long, and it is working for him. And when I do it, it works for me. But lately, I have not been doing a good job of it. So I'm going to get back there. Sue says that sometimes she thinks we need a distraction, then regroup and go again. Keeps us sane. Maybe that is what's happening. Maybe what you guys are watching right here is someone like slowly going insane. Maybe. Or maybe this is just me. Sarah says that she has shiny object syndrome at the moment. It's hard to keep focus when you want to start a new project. You know what I have done to serve that is I've given myself sort of a goal, or a some sort of thing that I need to do before I can do that. So rather than this like never ending work that I have to do so I can never start something new, I say, okay, when this happens, I can start a new site. So for me, I have to get a site to $1,000 a month, which will then free me up officially to start something new, right? So I can't start a new site until I get one to $1,000 a month. Once that happens, I can go off on some shiny object rants like with work, because I've already completed this thing. The problem I was having before is I was jumping ship to the new thing before I made sure that the old thing was on wheels, like it had momentum, that it was growing, that it was actually producing something as the result of my effort. So I think shiny object syndrome can easily be served, so long as you make sure before you jump that you actually make something. So that's what I would recommend to deal with that. For me, it's just getting a site to a specific spot, check the box, and then I can move on. Graham says that he uses the plugin for adding ezoic placeholders. Very easy for placing ads. I also used it to place a video. Yeah, I may look into it for the video, because I've been needing to do that. And most of my sites already have all the placeholders that I need. But I have just not wanted to deal with putting videos on, making the videos first of all, but then putting them on. Sabina is here, and it is Wednesday, and I assume you're working, but can you hear us today? Sabina says that she is halfway to her first dollar from her website. And I found the harmonica, everybody, but the kids got it again. Like I literally found it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to put it in my desk, and then they won't see it. And then they found it. So I'm going to pat you on the back instead. That first dollar just always feels so good. I feel like that first dollar feels better than the first, time you reach $10 or $100. Just like a whole dollar. Can you believe it? Yeah. Adrian says, for an established site, I think it's better to stick with what you started, either the Chrome extension or another ad inserter. Do not use both for ad placements. But we're talking about the ezoic ad placements. Adrian says he used the Chrome extension at the beginning and then let the AI for 45 days to learn. John says, I just checked and I'm averaging $24 RPM and 28 for the month to date. That's excellent. Going on about the extension versus the plugin, using the WordPress for ad placements is better for a new site because the ad placements will stay there even if you change the theme. Yeah, that is a great point, and it is super annoying to change themes and then have to go back and redo the ad placements. People are asking Sabina how she is doing, how is it going? Yes, I want to hear all those things. Let's see. Oh, Sabina had Alex look at her site yesterday, and it was so slow, and ad placement was very poor in his opinion. Well, interesting. Well, I hope he gave you some suggestions. I speak English, I think. I have some suggestions. But you are between soul-crushing data meetings. Well, there will be no soul-crushing in here, I don't think. S Let's see, I need a safe. Yes. If, like, have some holes in it, I can crawl into it and then have some quiet time to get some work done. Adrian says, I think you can create videos for it in Canva Pro. They have a lot of videos in there. Of course, it depends on the niche. I've also discovered that on Pixabay and some of these other free photo sites that they have video clips that you can pretty easily use as well without paying for Canva Pro. Although it's pretty easy in Canva that they just have the videos there, but you can also use the stock videos from the stock photo websites. And I don't remember when it is that videos started appearing there, but they do, and I use them occasionally. I just it sounds like so much stuff that I just am having a hard time getting done. Graham says, "Is everyone's Google Search Console broken? Mine only shows data until the 17th." And the answer is yes. And actually, last night, it's on my list to talk about. Last night, I went to check Google Search Console, and I got a one of those 500 errors of death, and it was just the error code 500, and then it says Google. There is an error. That's all we know. And that's it. I'm like, wow, Google Search Console, the whole thing was throwing me a 500 error, and they had no idea. I've talked to multiple people about this, and just about everybody is saying that their data is stuck as of the 17th. If anybody is getting data after the 17th, I want to know why. Why you and not the rest of us? And if there's any sort of rhyme or reason as to why, but I don't know if anybody else is struggling with it. I don't check it enough. I just look at it to make sure that the coverage stuff, so I'm not having articles falling out of the index that I can actually just manually reindex, and I kind of ignore the performance tab right now. Pete says, yes, Google Search Console has a warning about it. Yeah, I don't know does anybody actually know what they're doing? Like, are they updating something? Like what's happening? Like anybody? Because I have no idea, and I would love to know. Um, Sue says that she worked in a locksmith for 5 years. Talk about mind numbing. Worked in a locksmith? Like like for a locksmith? Like did you get to do some locksmithing? Like actually think that's interesting. That'd probably be a great niche, right? Is like learn your own locksmithing. Sue says she checked Google Search Console, says the same thing. Sabina's got to go to her meeting. See you later. We'll catch you on the replay. John says he used Google Search Console to find easy wins. Pete says, we're special. And I said, I know. And it's pretty obvious. You listen to me talk for a minute, you'll know I'm special. But I always ask why. Let's see. From Google Search Central on Twitter, we're experiencing longer than usual delays. Yes. Is that okay? Well, they don't want to tell us why. It's happening. And yes, I actually want to know, is that safe cracking? Or is that like fixing doorknobs and like like rekeying people's entryway doors? Marika says, Search Engine Journal gave an update on their blog that Google is fixing the problem. I just wonder what it is. Um, has anyone seen, hey, Will, I feel like we haven't talked in a while. Hope all is well. Has anyone seen Paul? And I have not. And I'm actually going to put that on my to-do list since I never talked to him directly on like Facebook or over email. I don't have a direct line to him, but I am going to make a note, or somebody right now while you guys are on the computer is go find one of his old comments on one of my old videos, or if you know, or on his videos, and how about everybody do this, right? It'll be like the Colbert Report, right? The Colbert bump. So I'm going to do this too. And if everybody who is there who has a computer, I'm going to go over to YouTube and I'm going to go find Paul's channel. And I will even try and share it here if I can find it, or somebody could share it to me. And we'll all go comment on one of his videos or something to ask him what he is doing or where he is going. If somebody could find his channel, and I don't know if it will let us put it in the comments, but if we could, then maybe we could find this guy and like see if we can get him like to at least let us know that he's okay and all the rest. So if you manage to get that done, put it in the chat so that I can get there. I'm having trouble like dividing and conquering today as far as my attention. Oh my good. Sue says that she cut keys constantly, occasionally sharpen chisels. On a really exciting day, I'd get to engrave a pet tag. That that sounds mind-numbing. Yes, I agree. All right. That sounds mind-numbing. Shoe repairs. I wish. Never got to do the exciting stuff. John needs a new pet tag for his cat Thomasina. Pizzas is the $1,000 a month to chase or translate to a reason for it rather than $834.59. The primary reason that I initially chose $1,000 a month was because Niche Safari Chris got to $1,000 a month on one of his case study sites in 12 months. And it's really as simple as that. It was like, all right, that's a nice round number that is not insignificant that I would like to make it to. And I figured if I could make it to $1,000 a month, then I could justify doing something else. And also, Chris did it. So why can't I try to get a site in 12 months to $1,000 a month? It's $1,000 in ads, right? It's something I think that could be done a lot easier with Amazon affiliate stuff, but with ads specifically, it just builds up over time. Like you're not going to get there with a niche website that has 25 posts. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you, John, for reminding everybody to make my heart feel fuzzy. Chris's fault. I should have known. Yes, well, because Chris either is lurking or is not here, and so we can blame everything on him. Whatever it is, Chris did it. It's Chris's fault. All of it. Will says, I don't think I can paste the link. Will somebody remind me of his last name so I can go and look for it? Like what his YouTube name is, so then I can go. The problem is that I am logged on my my Studio Lives account on YouTube, and so I can easily access it on my other YouTube, but I can't get into it. Paul Harrison. All right. I am going to go search for our friend Paul, because our friend Paul is missing in action. We haven't heard or seen from Paul in a long time. Oh my God. There's like 60,000 Pauls. Dang it. I thought this was going to work. Okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Find his videos in the Mega spreadsheet. Will also stuck it in there with like a space, like a couple of spaces. Will that get me there? Let's see if I can get there. Sorry, this is a detour, everybody. We're missing a friend and we need to get him back. And will that get me there? Yes. Yes. And other people are messaging it to me, which is super helpful. I'm just a moron. So this is me clicking on his last video in April of 2021, and I'm going to the comments and I'm going to say, where are you, Paul? We are in a live stream right now, and everyone wants to know where you are. I do speak like this in real life, actually. And as I'm typing my blog posts, my internal monologue literally sounds like that. So if you read any of my stuff on my websites, you need to read it with like that internal voice, which has a really high, it sounds like a critter in a cartoon. That's my internal monologue, is a critter, like a cartoon critter. Yeah, I know. Where are you, Paul? We are in a live stream right now, and everyone wants to know where you are. I am asking everyone, so I'm telling everybody that they need to do this. I'm asking everyone to drop you a message and to try and see what's up. We really hope you are doing well. All right, I am sure I misspelled everything, but I just did that. Vera says, hey, I am late. Why is your video dancing? Well, the reason is I have my my camera is up there, and so when I shake the desk, it shakes the camera, and that's why. Not to be confused with me knocking over my phone and there being an earthquake happening, which people thought I fell like out of my chair, but it was my phone falling. Yeah, this is my YouTube setup. I don't have anything. I just sort of like get things there. Somebody said that, oh, I already commented on his video. Yeah, let's leave him lots of comments because it's been a couple of months and I want to know how he's doing. Sarah says that 1,000 per site as a minimum sounds like a great goal. Yeah, it's totally arbitrary, but for me, I have to pick something, right? Pick something and then work toward it. And then once I get there, then I can do something else. Alexander wants to know what happened with Bo, waves and websites. As far as I know, Bo is fine. He's alive. He's doing okay. I heard that he had some personal things happen, like maybe they bought a house and had another baby, and like, so they're okay. They're just like life is happening. So I miss Bo. Like I really like Bo and he's works really hard, but I could totally see why maybe he needed to take a little break, like buying a new house or a baby. Like those things separately are big deals, but having them together is like insanity. He says maybe put that link to the video in the chat so I can actually put, let's see. Will that allow? Okay, so I put the link in the chat. I guess I could do it. Who knew? Uh, Sue said she did. Thank you, Sue. Is the camera balance on top of a lot of books? That sounds like something I would do, but not this time. Paul says Paul is receiving 1M comments, emails, and SMS. He's going to be like, "What happened?" Well, we are like, "What happened?" This is not like just some sort of Facebook group where you can just get in it and lurk and then just be under the radar. Like this is an actual community of people who actually care about him. So of course we're going to message him and wonder where the heck he is. And if he's surprised that we want to know how he's doing, then he doesn't understand what this community is. That's all. Bara says, I recently got my Ezoic t-shirt. I found that my Ezoic t-shirt was nice and soft, which I really appreciate because sometimes you get, these like outsourced printed t-shirts and the t-shirts are just not that good. My WP Eagle shirt is really comfy, so I actually wear it. But not everyone gets those. Eric's going to talk about himself. Yes, he said, I created my first website last year, an affiliate site, a complete failure. Yes, join the club. I want to high five you. You have one complete failure, and I think I have like 6. I think I have 6 fails before I had one that earned any money whatsoever. So welcome. And he discovered John Dykstra, great guy to follow. Sean Mars, also great guy to follow. And me, that is questionable, and started a new project. Yes, welcome. You have to tell us like what the challenges are and how far along you are. And he's French. Does that change how we feel about you? No, not yet. Talking of lurking, where's Adam from which niche website builders? He's either lurking or he exaggerated how often he actually watches my videos, which is entirely possible. He just could have been trying to make nice. I don't know. I think last time I saw him on Facebook, he was on vacation in Cyprus. I don't know if he made it home. There's D. How's it going? Thought you were going to miss it. Like, come on. Of course you were going to get here. Well-behaved wallet. Hey, what's going on? Here's to complete failures. Yes, I have many more than I feel comfortable sharing because it's embarrassing. Bara says, I want to know how you manage your 500 keywords because there was a chance to repeat the same. So how do you manage? Well, one of the things that I do before I outsource a piece of content or I write about it, and because my keywords are almost always in my headline, I actually just go to my WordPress dashboard and go to posts and then just search it. And I know it adds like an extra 30 seconds to the process of outsourcing an article, but that's how I avoid doing a duplicate article. And if for some reason I have like written about that topic, it's just not going to happen because I always put the keyword I'm targeting somewhere in the headline to the best of my ability, assuming it makes sense. So that's how I manage it. But other people may do something like keep spreadsheets and keep track of them that way. I just do a quick search through the posts in dashboard, and then that tells me if I already wrote about it. Anybody else on the Builder Society? I don't know what that is. The Builder Society. Is that a like the Illuminati? Like is the Mensa? I mean, I'm not like smart enough for like Mensa, and I the Illuminati I thought were not real, maybe. Hey, Gabrielle, what's going on? Thank you for lurking. And if anybody else is lurking and hasn't say hey, it's okay. But I much rather that you say hi and let me know that you were here. Also, who will give me the hand up, the high five that they are actually working right now while I blather on? So who's writing a blog post? Who is actually doing some interleaking? Who's getting stuff done? That stuff makes me happy to hear. And also explains the lurking. It does. John says that failures is what paves the way to success. Yes, absolutely, 100%. And with kids, like I have kids, and encouraging them and putting them in situations where they have to fail is a big part of what I'm working on right now, which also means they cry a lot. But like small failures, hopefully will help us avoid big failures. John says, I have that issue, duplicate posts. Yes, you should just, I guess, find some way to track them. And that's how I track them. Builder Society sounds like a scam. Yeah, I don't even know what it is. Like site builders. Like they build sites, like they charge money for building sites. How is that a scam? I want to know more about this. Somebody tell me. WellPay wallet. Jumping on the introduction, Christiana here. So you'll have to I would much rather call you by your name. And so I'm probably gonna have to ask you 2 or 3 times, Christiana, because I can't always remember. And I just blame my age. I'm old. You can't see the gray hair in there because my video is crap, and this is why I will not upgrade to like a nicer camera, because then my glasses and like a low quality camera hides all the wrinkles. She's based in the northeastern US, NYC and New Jersey, and working on monetizing my first website. Well done, my dear. Thank you for joining us. If you have questions or, just want to share sort of challenges, I really think that those things are helpful for other people who are getting in for the first time. Because if you just watch what you see on YouTube, it looks really easy. And then you get into it and find out that it's not easy. And you feel like, gosh, what have I done wrong? Everybody else makes it look so easy. I must be failing. But turns out it's just not easy. D says, I've got back 10 pieces of outsourced content from different people on Fiverr. Never again. All right. So John Zorro has a good experience on Fiverr, and Dee said that she did not. And I wonder, so what is there to be learned from your Fiverr experience? You say, okay, I ordered 10 pieces. I would never do it again. And why? Like, what is it that was bad about the content? And is there a way to make use of Fiverr to get good content back? Let's see. John is welcoming Christiana. John is working, which is awesome. Builder Society is a forum. It's a forum. Okay. Interesting. So what do they focus on? Like, I just want to know. Oh, everybody's telling me they're working. Well done. Margaret's working. Gabrielle's working. Will is out for a walk, which I totally think counts as work, right? Working on myself. That totally counts. I think that's a great opportunity to multitask, right? Is to check in with everybody and also get some exercise. Adrian is editing an article. Excellent. Christiana is working, but at the day job. Hey, we got to do those. We got to get that stuff done. Pete says medium to higher level builders. Excellent. I'm still wondering, like, what is the... See, I wish you guys could just share the link for me, because then I would go and look. Builders Society Forum. Builder Society Forum. Join today's brightest minds in digital strategy and online entrepreneurship at Builder Society. Like forums, I think are a really underutilized way to monetize as far as ads go. I've seen several sites on Flippa and on other places where they have a forum that's monetized with ads. But not like AdSense, but like very targeted, specific, like peer-to-peer, like B2B ads, where you actually make arrangements to get like really targeted traffic, eyeballs on a specific ad. I just think that's really underutilized. I'll just say that. Eric's planning on writing an article after the stream, and I say yes. Me too. I have 19 posts in the queue over at Writer Access that I need to edit and upload. And then I still have all 15 articles for the fight site to write. I haven't done any of them yet. My bad. I have so much work to do. Christiana says, I'm working to get to 100 articles on my site. I think that is a great goal. Yeah, is rather than looking at, okay, I want to get to 5,000 and then like losing focus and progress because the goal is too big. Focusing on articles is great because it's something you can control rather than traffic. And then 100, I think, is a nice round number. Sarah just added publish and hit videos. Added videos and hit publish. I can't write and listen at the same time. That is hard. Which brings me to this little note I made. I was listening to the Profitable Audience podcast. It's by the same guy who does the My Wife Quit Her Job podcast. And they were talking about Pinterest today. And I mean, I don't do a lot of Pinterest, but one of the things that the Tori was the gal who does a lot of Pinterest was talking about is the recognition software, right? So the pins that you put up, their software, their technology, reads the pin basically and catalogs what's on it. So it notes that there's a bus on there or there's words on there and what the words are. And there was a couple points. One is that unintended text gets read. And so people who do things like they make a maybe a pin about fences, right? That my terrible fence posts. I can never think of anything other than fences. But you have a pin that's like the best cedar for a fence, right? And then in the background, you maybe have like a manual or something that you just use random images and there's words on those things that say like screwdriver or tools because it just looks like a neat graphic. Pinterest actually reads that and could actually confuse how your pin is cataloged as far as SEO goes. And so the solution is to only have the words on the pin that are relevant to whatever it is you want Pinterest to pump it out to, or for like search terms. Like you only want it to be about the cedar fence posts and not about tools. But some people will go wrong because they are using logos that have cute little words on them. You're like, "Ooh, this is good. I'll use a toolbox," and it says tools on the side. But Pinterest reads that, and you don't necessarily want that. You want Pinterest to read just the words that you want it to read, either the title or the SEO keywords or whatever. And so that was a detail. I was like, I never thought of that. Also, one of the things that they mentioned was this habit that Pinterest users have of using their curly Q uh, like lettering and like the script and the font. That's the word I'm looking for, font. But the cursive actually gives their software, their technology trouble. Like maybe you have a B for bookcase, right? This was their example. So the B was set aside, and then the ook case were all together. Apparently, this is what they said. I don't know this, but that the software reads that as the letter B and then the word bookcase, not bookcase. It doesn't put together that that is the word bookcase. It's got B and then bookcase. So if you're searching for bookcase, then you'll get that pin. But if you're searching for bookcase, then you may not get that pin because you have confusing text on the front of the pin. And those were just two things that I think a lot of people may not even think of because, well, let's just face it, I'm thinking of myself, right? I wasn't thinking of everyone there. I was just thinking of myself. I had never considered that. And I'm looking back and thinking of the pins that I have created in the past. And I am 100% guilty of doing both of those things, which is reason 6,979 why I'm not successful on Pinterest yet. Yes, I'm going to stay with the growth mindset. I'm going to say yes, yet. Anyway, so that was on one of my lists to share. I just thought it was really interesting. Going back to the chat because the chat's been really fun today, and people are letting me know again that Builder Society is a forum, and I feel like for me it's a distraction, right? Like I just gotta focus on writing content, and but I like shining. I'm like, "Doop." All right, I'm not gonna look at that. In fact, I'm gonna close it before I go and look at it anymore because I will be tempted to go into it more. Sue says that she stopped working. Same article for 3 days, tricky one, but I will finish it. Pete is writing in his head. People are Googling it. Yeah, I don't know if it's any good or not. I mean, do you have to pay to participate? I don't know. I can't recommend it yet. Sarah says, Sue just worked on see that she worked on an article for days. I hate that. I would rather hit publish for quick wins. Yes. They do not build sites. Okay, so Builder Society does not build sites. I'm glad we got that taken care of because I was confused. Vera says, has it crossed 55,000? And how many posts are there to date? So I assume we're talking about the Mega site. And I can share the number of posts at currently. And what I will probably do is just ruin and destroy my update video coming up and tell you guys and gals what the last 30 days traffic looks like just for fun because I can and why not? Let's see. How many posts do I have up right now? The Mega site has 329 posts, which I feel pretty good about. And then I'm right now while I'm looking down at my phone, I'm going to the last 30 days and then making sure nobody can see. So there it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. So 55,700 views in the last 30 days. So you can see there's like a big spike. That was Sunday. Sunday apparently is a big day, but you can also see that there's been like some major growth in the last couple of weeks. And actually, since I'm here and ruining my month 9 video, the site technically, because of sessions, qualifies for the Mediavine threshold. And I'm not planning on applying to Mediavine because I don't want to get rejected my first time out. I've heard that they have like a semi hard and fast rule about making sure that sites are at least a year old before applying. And so I'm just planning on waiting. But still, like, I don't know. I guess it's 8.5 months to Mediavine threshold. I guess feels pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. There's Wanderer and Wanderer. We have not seen you in a while. And I say, hello, dear. It's good to hear you. And you'll have to remind me of your name because you've been gone so long. And my guess was like Julie, but I could be completely and totally wrong. So you'll have to tell me. Yeah, Christiana says, oh my God, same way about not upgrading the camera. Much more flattering than me. Wow, I am way behind on the comments. I've got enough distractions working, but on something else. Let's see. Only interior design. It says, hi, Amelia. And I say, hello, interior design. You'll have to tell us how you found us. What are you working on? This is a come and participate in the chat. Like lurkers are totally fine, but it's much more enjoyable when people talk to me and tell me what they're working on. It's like happy hour without the booze or the bar or people. Jay-Z says, yeah, go for new sellers as they more. Oh, so we're talking about circling back around to Fiverr because John does get a lot of content from Fiverr. And he says, go for new sellers as they are more likely to negotiate on price, and also try to go for US UK sellers. Order 5 or more articles at a time. That way you only pay one service fee. That is excellent advice. Christiana says, Builder Society is a forum for discussing digital strategy and online marketing. That looks like we copied and pasted the meta description. And it like literally like took me 10 minutes to figure that out exactly. I should have just paid more attention to the chat. Pete says, the focus on talking about niche sites, same as you do. Sean is on it. Oh, Sean is on it. How does that guy find time to work on his websites? He's constantly pushing out YouTube content. I don't know how he does it. I saw his day in the life video where he's like, oh, I'm thinking about going out for a paddle board this afternoon. I'm like, when do you work? I do not know. Oh my goodness. Sue says, is it possible to set the chat to be able to post links, or is that just Twitch? I imagine there is something. I don't know. That must be. I have no idea. Maybe somebody could tell me. Is that possible? Dee says that she did a really detailed content brief back on Fiverr, and there were content mill articles and sent too many and sent example articles. They came back in broken English, really bad, not just needing tweaks. She was hoping too much for a penny per word. I have actually managed to hire writers for a penny per word from the Pro Blogger job board. And mostly I was able to do it with the promise of like lots of work. So they were like looking at like, oh, they could make $500 a month. And they focused on that and less about getting paid a penny per word. But I will say that a penny per word for me almost always involved quite a bit of training and editing. So I would much rather pay 2 cents a word at Writer Access and not have to train anybody at all. Dee says, "Good luck with the 15 articles. I'm sure you'll smash it." Well, at this point, I have no choice. And I have to smash them out because I only have a week to go in the month. And if I don't get it done basically this weekend, then I'm going to have to report in my month 3 video that I didn't get it done. And that is my accountability lever. I hate failing publicly. I really hate to fail publicly. It happens, but I hate to do it. John says, "It's good to set small goals, but don't forget to have the big one too." I agree. I concur. John says about Fiverr is when you message Fiverr sellers, get samples. That way you know if the writer is good or not. She said that she got 3 samples, quite good. Obviously not native, but realistic for the price and nothing like what was received. I definitely think that a lot of us, I've spoken to several people who have outsourced content and are starting to get content back that appears to have been spun or created with these AI tools. And a lot of it is not good, and some of it is, like, reasonably good, but it's still important to actually go by and fact check things, and also actually, doing some copying and pasting and making sure that the stuff is, not copied from somewhere. I've heard at least one story, where the article appeared to pass Copyscape, but yet doing, like, a manual copy and paste, produced a result, so Copyscape is not infallible. Don't give up. Orders extra. Coffee for Amelia. Yeah, I only have 1 cup this morning and it shows. Like, really. John Morphus says that he has good experiences on Fiverr. I will always ask them several questions and get a sample. If the sample is good, I will consider it. I ask for a sample of at least 500 words. Let's see. Only Interior Design asks, is it okay to target a 0 search volume phrase, but the phrase has a C keyword with a good search volume? I think a lot of people in this group are targeting a 0 search volume phrase. I personally do it. And in fact, the number 1 post on my Amiga site that gets close to 20% of the traffic from my website was a 0 volume keyword. That's right. Most people would choose not to write on that keyword, but I did, and it has been a winner. So the answer is yes. And it's almost like a gamble in a way. It shows 0 search volume, and you write an article, and that may or may not do anything. And sometimes the search volume is truly 0, right? Sometimes you rank number 1, like you get the snippet, and you get no traffic. And sometimes you write on the 0 search volume keyword, and you get the snippet, and you get lots of traffic. So I think the short answer to your question is yes. Sonia XX asks, any paid theme recommendations? I will throw this to the chat. What people think. I'm currently on my sites using Generate Press, the free version, and I am using Popcorn, which was created by some folks in our community. And I recommend those both because those are what I'm using, but I'm happy to throw this to the chat if anybody else has suggestions for Sonia about a paid theme that they really like and they highly recommend, then this is a great time to throw that in there. So true about distractions. What were we talking about? I'm distracted. About the 0 search volume, John says yes to 0 search if Google auto suggests. Okay, that's a good way to maybe try to carve out yes or no. Let's see. Oh my goodness, I'm like so far behind. I'm trying to get there. Oh yes, my affiliate link for Popcorn. I haven't checked into my Popcorn theme affiliate dashboard in a while. And for folks who have used my link to purchase Popcorn, I totally appreciate it. Like there was a couple of people who did, and I always really appreciate that stuff. Like it, because it's not expected at all, but it makes me happy. So technically, I'm putting in over here in the chat the link, and there was a coupon, but I think it expired at the end of August. So maybe before using my affiliate link, folks go and check to see if Carl or anybody else has a deal, because frequently they are running that. But otherwise, I think I put my link down there. Rip. There it is. And I just make that noise? I just did. I don't know why. Oh my. Let's see. Looking for extra community accountability. Well, nobody's gonna come over there and like slap you if you don't get stuff done. But a lot of times, like being forward and being open and you say, okay, here's what I want to accomplish, and then you show up regularly. Over time, people will know what it is that you plan on getting done. Like at this point, I think everybody here knows that I want to get my Amiga site to 500 posts by the end of the year. I say it all the time. I really want to make that happen. And so now everybody knows, and nobody's going to come here and slap me if I don't get it done. But I will feel like I've let people down if I don't get it done. And for me, that's a major motivator. But that doesn't work for everybody. It just works for me because I thrive on external validation and like people patting me on the back. So truly, if I get to 500 posts for the year, like and then I will get to come back and tell you, and then everyone would be like, woo, like that motivates me. Doesn't motivate everybody though. Pete says no pay, need handful of likes, post on forum. So Builder Society. So it's a free forum, and you can go there to talk to other like-minded people. John says, I second Adrian's suggestion. Popcorn theme is the way to go. It is clean and fast. Yes, people are back there like patting me on the back for my wow, I am really behind in the chat. So yeah, no, I would be excited if the site got to 60,000 page views in the last 30 days by the end of the month, which is a jump from like 46. So I feel like rushed past the 50,000, right? Like there should have been like a bigger like thing, but it just sort of happened. Let's see. John said he had a bit of a spike too. Sonia wants to know, is it good for info content? The popcorn theme is basically set up for folks who are not very technical, who primarily do info content. So they set up the main page for you, and then it's really just sort of a situation where you can go in and do your blog posts and then focus on that and not worry so much about like trying to make things look pretty, and it looks good on mobile, and that's all I need. So John says apply anyway. I'm planning on applying in December. I'm also debating changing themes, and so I would kind of like to do all of that at the same time rather than doing it in Q4 when I'm actually planning. I'm actually planning on moving the Mega site over to the popcorn theme. Nobody paid me to say that. I am actually just planning on doing it because I just like it better. Let's see. John says about popcorn, it is good for info or buyer intent. Christiana says, yay for qualifying for Mediavine based on views and sessions. It's 50,000 sessions. So not just on views, but sessions. We crossed 50,000 sessions in the last 30 days. So like officially, I think I'm there. Before I apply for Mediavine though, or to do anything else with it, I really think that I need to clean up the way the site looks because Mediavine is so focused on sites like how they look. Like, do they fit on brand based upon just the appearance? And awesome results. Yes, I'm excited about it. Fantastic growth. Are you sure about the delay for Mediavine? I hear a lot of people jumping in as soon as they hit 49,000. You know, there was a time when I was like super obsessed with just like making changes and hitting the bumps and things. And I'm not in a rush. I'd rather focus right now because that's like really my focus is just to focus on trying to get the content up there to get to 500 posts a month. My bandwidth, like I'm sort of struggling right now to get everything done. So I don't want to be distracted. You say, oh, well, you're missing out on money. And I'm like, yeah, well, I do all kinds of things that waste money. It's just one more thing. Oh, people are saying nice things about Christiana's channel, the Well-Behaved Wallet. What kind of content do you make? I'm sorry to say that I have not going over there. Sonia says, I wanted to say hi. I'm a book blogger. Well, Sonia, I would love to know more about first of all, books. Hello, like I'm a huge book nerd. Second, how long have you been a book blogger, and like what are your goals? Like coming here, like the folks here really want to make money with their blogs, and it's not just, I mean, it is a hobby for some folks, but I always thought of a lot of book bloggers as being more of like into books and then just like secondary to that, like writing blog posts about them. So to have a book blogger come in, it's like, I really want to make money with my hobby, my passion for books. I guess I just want to know more about your stuff. Let's see. John says, creator of the channel and moderators are able to post links. I think that is about it. So basically, what I need to do is I need more moderators. I think that's what it is. Who is this Sean guy who gets a lot done in a day? The paddleboarder. This is Sean Mars. And like I was talking last week about, Sean's day in the life of a blogger and how his was much more interesting than mine would be, because mine would be like a video of me doing this. Like that's all I do. Like I don't do anything else when I'm like in a blogging mode. Only interior design. You have to tell me your name, like so I could call you that rather than only interior design, because it seems more personal. It says, I've been following you and WB Eagle, Income School, and all the good guys. Well, I like to be a lady in the sea of guys, and I highly respect all of those other folks. I think those are great places to hang out when you're getting started and also in the growth phase. So I think you're in the right place. Let's see. Sean Mars, send me an email. And Chris will mock you mercilessly if you don't get them done. Chris will give me a hard time, as he should. And it's Chris's fault, whatever it is. Only Interior Design says, I'm inspired by your and Chris's idea of the Mega site and currently working on the same pattern on my Mega site concept. Awesome. I currently have 26 articles and the site's 3 months old in interior design. And I'm going to pat you on the back. I'm going to say, well done. Welcome to the community and also to committing to making a site. And I would love to know, what are your goals, like your short-term goals and long-term goals, and what you're planning on doing to get there. I think saying them out loud and telling our friends will help make it happen. Put it out there in the universe. Put it out there. John says that he writes on zero search volume keywords as well. There's JYH. We have not caught up in so long. My friend, how are things going? You did the Mega spreadsheet with us for a little while, and I blame myself. I said I wasn't going to continue for April, that I did it anyway, and then you disappeared, and then I don't know what's going on with you. So it's been 6 months, 5 months, and I want to know what's going on. John says that he uses Generate Press Premium. And I say, all right. I use Generate Press free. Oh my goodness. I finally caught up to my comment where I actually inserted the popcorn theme, and that was like 20 minutes ago. Sarah says, if the zero search volume keyword seems like a logical topic, then she goes for it. Excellent. Interior Design says, I'm working on writing articles for myself now. Once I pump out 100 articles myself, I will start outsourcing to my interior design students. Oh my goodness. Take advantage of the children. That seems like a great idea. You have these people who are like, oh, well, your assignment would be to, utilize this, contributor log on to this website and draft an article and publish it. And then you'll get to be a published author, and I will own your content. Make sure that you have them sign an agreement that the content is yours and not theirs. I think that's really important. If they're students and they're creating things like for your website, it needs to be really clear that anything that they post to the website becomes the ownership of you, because otherwise you could be creating some drama for yourself. Dee says that she recommends Popcorn. She's using it. Pete says, with AI content, it's not just copyscape. Google won't index or rank the article when it's not original enough. Articles can pass copyscape and remain in Google Search Console, limbo. Don't know enough about the fact source. I've actually been looking at SERP Robot a lot, and I have maybe out of like 300 and some articles, I probably have 50 or 60 that are problem children that SERP Robot just consistently doesn't find. And I've been pushing links to them, and I'm just wondering if they're not original enough. And maybe that's the solution. I should just go to all the ones that are not found and try rewriting them and see if maybe they will pop up from there. Maybe they're just not original enough. Maybe Google thinks my stuff is just not good. John says, I can do 500 posts. I'm going to. I'm like it's going to happen. The magic number. Whatever it takes to get me to 500. And if it's the magic number, it's the magic number. Marika says, I will make 500 posts. You motivate us. I don't know how that does, but if it does, then cheers to that. Only Interior Design says, I would love to send you the link of my site for you to see and give your opinion. Well, here's what I will tell you about that. I generally don't do public site reviews, first of all, because I don't want people to feel like they need to share their niches or their websites to get them reviewed. And the other thing is that I save basically that kind of interaction as bonuses. So whenever I do a launch, like sometimes partners in our community, like Morton, when he sold his course, I agreed to provide like an hour consult or just some sort of consultation or conference with people as a bonus. So I don't just let people send me their URLs just and then because for one, I don't have time. Like I love the idea that people think that I would be good enough at this to help them, but when I have kids and then I have these goals, like focusing has been the mantra for 2021. And I'm literally seeing the fruits of it right now. Like the first year since I started trying to make money online has gone really well for me because I haven't let myself like do that over there and like that over there. And like sometimes it involves me saying no to things that otherwise I would have been really jazzed to participate in. Like a creator that I know and have worked with and done a collab with in the past reached out to me recently. It's like, hey, on YouTube, I want to do this thing. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like so much fun. Not until 2022. Like I'm literally just like trying to knuckle down until the Mega site gets to where I want it to be, until I'm earning the amount of money I want to earn. Like I just have to focus. And sometimes that means turning down things. But if you were really interested in having me review your site, then I would tell you to wait until I launch something and then offer it as a bonus. And then if you want to do like a public review and you don't mind if folks see your website, and I would be cautious about that, there are other creators in our community who I think would be willing to do that. Christiana says, got to peace out for now. Have a meeting. Gosh, it's already 11 o'clock. Thank you for dropping in and for sharing, who you are and more about you. And if I can, I'm going to remind myself to go to your YouTube channel if I'm not already subscribed and try to check out some of your content. Eric says he started with the Bloxy theme. I think it is quite good. Has anybody tried Bloxy? I haven't tried it, but I would love to know people's opinions about it because I've never used it. Sonia says, yep, I want to monetize my hobby, which is book blogging, but many people say it's a hard niche. However, I've seen a handful of book bloggers being on Mediavine, so I think it's possible. I definitely think it's possible. I think there are a lot of keywords out there and there are a lot of books out there. And I actually tested some book review type content on my mom blog that I started a couple years ago and did get some traction on books. And so I totally think I think it's there. I just think it's a matter of volume of content. And some of it's luck, right? That you just happen to write about a book and then maybe it catches a trend, like it becomes popular and all of a sudden a lot of people are interested in learning more about it. I also think there's more of just book reviews. Like there are other angles, like a certain segment of the population, like their interest in that particular book or why, or maybe doing listicles on specific topics that maybe aren't just book reviews. Like there's so many ways to hit at it. And like not sexy books. I'm not talking about like anyway, but like very targeted to specific niches that aren't necessarily mainstream. I think like people who are obsessed with Lord of the Rings, right? Like maybe Lord of the Rings is kind of mainstream. And I'm using that as my example, like D&D or like World of Warcraft or like the people who are really passionate about a specific topic and books in those topics. I think a lot of people get really hung up on the stuff that is mainstream and there's so much room out there. There's so many people out there with varied interests. I totally think that you can make this work. I really do. I want to see this happen. Sonia says, so far I'm on Ezoic, but not earning much. Yeah, nobody earns much when they first get started. I'm only 5 months old blog and with 22 posts and I'm trying to get to 50 posts by December. Yeah, I mean, the site that I started at the beginning of July, it's my fight site against Chris. I think it made, God, has that site made its first dollar? I've been like completely ignoring it because I am so impatient and I want it to like grow and go, but I would be surprised if it has earned $1 yet. Let's go see. Has that site earned $1 yet? No. I'm still stuck on 39 cents. In the last 30 days, this site has made 39 cents. So it's a 3-month-old site, almost 3 months old. It's made 39 cents. And it's got so far only 30 posts because I'm 15 posts behind for the month. So yeah, I think you're right on track. You just need to post more content. Interior design says Google is smart to rank 1,000 word count article on the first page at position 3. My article targeted keyword volume is 70 per month and it ranks in this 3 position. Yeah, I don't worry so much necessarily about stuff like that. Honestly, I look for keywords and I look to see if I think they're competitive or not. And then I just go. And then I just publish the content and move on. And I honestly don't worry too much about where it is. Now, as far as like the ranking, like I'm always thinking about, okay, do I need links? Do I need this? Do I need that? But I really don't spend a lot of time analyzing like this is a 40 search volume versus a 50 or 0 versus 100. I think, is there traffic there? And can I write about it? And then I just try to go because I got to get stuff. D says, when I turn up on time, I don't mind moderating. That is good to know. And I will actually plan in the future to add some more moderators because why not? I trust for the people who show up regularly, like I totally trust folks to be moderators. I am a gem in the crown. Okay, so last week we talked about shirts that if I actually came to affiliate gathering, and by the way, the link to the affiliate gathering, if you're planning on going or thinking about going in May, the tickets, I think they said, I can't remember how much they said that they sold a whole bunch right away, and I don't know what the update is on that, but that I needed shirts, right? And that I needed to be able to make those shirts available to my peeps. And so that could be one of them is like, I'm a gem. And then everybody, it would be like only us, only we would know about it. So far, the ideas have been things about fences and squirrels. I'm hilarious. Yes. Yes, I am. Only interior design. I'm planning to have 500 articles on my Mega site in the first phase. I think that's a great goal, as long as you can actually get there, right? Like you have just don't like throw so much, like too much on yourself. Like my first goal was 200 articles and not 500. So I don't know that I could have been staring down 500 articles when I was in my first 25. I think I might have gotten discouraged when I realized how hard it was to get to 100. Jay says, I continue grinding on, posting new content, round robin on my various sites, amongst other projects, slow going, but still going and in the right direction. High 5. What else? I mean, is there anything but like, that's the best we could ask for at this point. Sonia, it takes time. Keep writing. Only doing this for a year. I'm not making much money at all. I made 0 money in my first year and not too much in year 2. Basically, it was year 3 and then in year 4 where things are going really well. I've uploaded article on my university site and instantly they get the authority. Yeah, if you have that ability to get an edu backlink, that's awesome. Kieran, how's it going? You usually listen back afterwards and you don't leave a comment. Well, thanks for dropping in. You have to tell us how things are going. How's it going? Nobody's tried Bloxy. Has anybody else tried Bloxy? John says, I'm starting a 100-day challenge starting Friday. So is this like a challenge other people are in, or you're like, just you? You're like, I'm going to build a site and make money in the first 100 days. That is a great challenge. And I don't know how you do it with all of the rest of your stuff going on. Look, keep us updated. I want to know. Barras says, how many images are you using on your site? I'm really minimal on this. I disable the featured image and I put an image at the bottom or somewhere in the middle, but not above the fold. And that's all I do. I probably could do more, but I don't. Pete says, with the recorded video version, Amelia modulates her voice to sound more awake and wears a different outfit also. I can neither confirm nor deny that this occurs. Yes, John's got to go. I'm 10 minutes over, folks. I am going to work towards wrapping up. I am scanning through the comments because I'm still so far behind. Let's see. I searched for books similar to the ones. Oh my. Eric's got to go. Alberto, it's good to see you. I was in the Mega Challenge and I'd like to be back. Then come back. People can come in and go out anytime. Folks, I'm pretty sure that I am totally missing some comments. I do have to go because I have, like I said, I have 19 outsourced posts that need to get posted. I have 15 posts to write, and I have a couple YouTube videos to make and some interlinking to do. So I am going to get to it. You see, Alex has rented my space. You know, all it takes is for people to send me shirts. Send me shirts. I will wear them. This is like a totally like viable sponsorship space. I'm just saying. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. I will be back next Wednesday, same time, same all of the things. I look forward to chatting with you and hearing about your progress. And I hope that by next week I can come back and report that I did all my work. I will. All right. Have a great week. We'll talk to you then. Cheers.